All right. So, first thing we're going to go through is the callouts. Alright, so you got your spawn area. In the callouts on this map, since it's a newer map, it's actually pretty straightforward. You got left lobby, this little launch pad. You'll also hear jump pad. They both are basically the same thing, but it pushes you up. Any class you can do that. So it makes it really easy to transition between these 2 points. And then you'll have right lobby here. There's also this area here. It doesn't really have a name because it's almost never used. Maybe sometimes you'll have a hider here, but if you want something to call it, just call it like secret. Alright, once we're through into the yard, you got right, main, and left. People will also call this like concrete. So yeah, that's also pretty straightforward. Moving forward even more, you got left house. You'll hear like Froyo, I know they call this lefty, and then the right house righty. But my team just calls it left house and right house. So just make sure you're not just saying house, make sure you're actually distinguishing between the two of them. And then you have the point, and of course the nipple up top. A call that I really like on this map is just our side versus their side. For example, at the end of an Uber, say like we're backing up to our side, then everyone kind of knows like just playing their standard positions. Or if you're saying like ending on their side, your whole team knows to bomb. If they're like backed up into this concrete area, then you'll call there on concrete. So yeah, the callouts are pretty straightforward. Any questions about that?
I'm good.
Perfect.
Sweet.
Pretty simple.
Alright, so you guys have played King of the Hill already, so I'll just do a quick refresher. Basically, King of the Hill, the strategy for it is if you own the point, your spawns are longer, so you have to be careful about taking any trades. Like a 1-for-1, you killed them, they killed you. Even though you died, your spawn is still going to be longer. That's the general King of the Hill meta, I guess you can call it. Where Bagel differs with that is it kind of bumps it up to the extreme. And the reason why is because the cap on Bagel actually captures very quickly. So teams, what they'll do is actually be baiting the point and kind of trading the point back and forth. So you're less likely to see teams holding it for a really long time unless they have a very dominant position. And you're just trying to stop them from capping as long as possible. So say I'm the defender. I'm going to be the pocket scout. We own the point. The other team, what they're going to be doing is trying to just spam us out. And my job is to just stand here and try to dodge spam, like pressure them off of the point, and hold it as long as possible. A lot of the strategy on this map revolves on which team can bait the point better and which team can stop the other team from pressuring. So that's kind of how the combo is going to be fighting this. Like the demo is just going to be spamming and try to stop them from actually stepping on the point. And then both scouts will kind of be like peeking and like prodding. And when I say both scouts, I mean your pocket scout and their pocket scout. Peeking and prodding, make sure you don't really cross this like line, invisible line in the middle. That's like your point of no return. If you cross this, you're just going to get meat shot and like take a sticky and die. So you really just gotta like force people back and make sure you're coordinating with your demo man which side you're pushing. Medic, you'll be standing in this area, like right here, because you're able to dodge a lot of the spam. A lot of medics I've seen stand back here, but that's actually bad, because you're not able to heal your pocket scout from back here. When your scout's capping or baiting the point, trying to deny it, they need a lot of heals, so you have to play a little aggressive so you're able to heal them. Just make sure you guys are watching for the demo's stickies, because that's a common strategy. The demo's just going to shoot stickies over the point. They're going to land in this grass area, and he's just going to carpet a ton. So Pocket Scout, if that happens, you have to shoot those stickies. Alright, so that's combo, their job on this map. Pocket Soldier, your job is to hold down the left house. The left house is good because you have high ground going into it, and the enemy, in order to push it, they have low ground, and it's a pretty small box, so it's hard to push into this. And also from the left house, your job is to just spam the point here. So shoot rockets, and if a scout's standing on the point here and they take a 50 damage rocket or something, or like 2 spam rockets, then your scout's able to push that guy and potentially get the kill. And I'll come back to Pocket Soldier, but first, I want to talk about what the flank is doing. So Roamer, your job most of the time is to stand here until you can say to your flank scout, hey, let's shove right house. And what you can do is then do a rocket jump, strafe all the way, land here. At the same time, your flank scout's going to be just running through here, and you guys are trying to kill the enemy Pocket Soldier that's standing here. And then if you get the kill, you can pressure from the right or commit, or just hold this house and spam them from here. So coming back to the Pocket Soldier, everything that your flank is doing, shoving that right house, that's what the enemy team is going to be doing to you. So you have to play this pretty safe, because if you die here, it opens up the opportunity for your combo to get flanked. So just be ready for them to push you. You don't want to spam all 4 rockets like at a guy there. You're not really going to get much. And then a scout's just able to rush you down. Play this a little more passive, and you'll be able to survive a lot better. That's general strategy for this map. Flank Scout, you're not always going to be shoving this area with your roamer. So a lot of times what you'll do is rotate. As you're rotating, call for medic. Your medic will buff you as you pass, and you can help your Pocket Soldier kind of like shut down things. Or if like your Pocket Soldier calls like I'm getting pushed in left house, then you can just kind of rotate around and help. So Flank Scout, your job a lot of the time will be going back and forth between the 2 houses and just helping where it's needed. What you can do is you can even have your Pocket Soldier bomb from this left house into the right house, and then even push 3 players to the right house. But then your team needs to be aware, we don't have anyone watching left house, so Pocket Scout, just kind of chill back a little if you can and make sure no one's flanking. Or like get the point and stand kind of here. Kind of just going back and forth. Okay. Any questions about the general strategy for Bagel?
I'm good.
Nope. Makes sense.
Sweet. Okay. Uber ad. So say you have Uber ad, you do not own the point. Well, you're trying to milk your Uber as much as you can. If you see that they're out of position, like they're on your side, and like you come through main or something, just kill them with your Uber. Otherwise, try to bait the point, because they're all going to be playing passive because you have Uber. So that's pretty straightforward there. Likely they'll send a player or two or four to try to force your Uber. In that case, just try to get as many kills as possible, but you'll get the point out of it, so it's okay. Just play the disad, try to force them as they come back in. Cool.
Assuming we like cap the point, how aggressive should we be playing if we have the point?
Yep, so that's kind of where I was going next. There's a forward hold on this map, which forward hold is really only if you have, like, I would say more than a 3-player advantage on them, and all of your players have to be alive. If one person is dead, you don't have enough players to forward hold. The forward hold, what it looks like is there's actually 2 different versions. The first one, which I think is more of the standard now, is your demo's going to be holding up here, kind of spamming sticks into this lobby. Flank scout's going to be like right behind. If any damage is called or people are bounced in, you can try to shoot them, but don't go into the lobby really. Medic, you're just tanking people. Pocket soldier, I like to have pocket soldier in main, so you're able to shoot the people in lobby from a different direction than your demo. But it's the same thing, you don't want to overcommit all the way up here. So you can just spam from back here, force them to look at 2 different doorways. And then you're also able to spam bottom left if they start coming out there. Roamer, you'll just be standing here, kind of just like spamming them as they come in, or if they come main, you can spam that as well. And then flank scout, you're primarily going to be holding left with your roamer. The biggest thing in regards to forward holding is that all you're trying to do is just slow them down. You don't have to commit extremely hard to the forward hold if it's going to mean that like you lose a couple players. Like your roamer and your flank scout, like if they push you and get through the doorway, just call like we're leaving, we're canceling the forward, and then everyone on your team's just going to back up to your side. Like even if you delayed them 5 seconds, it's worth it. Aside from, or sorry, I should say the other forward hold is where you have pocket soldier here, and then your demo is going to be watching left. But it's up to you guys to figure out which one you actually want.
Easy.
What's the rollout?
Oh yeah, should cover that, shouldn't I? I will get to that. But first I want to cover the other hold, which is just more of a standard hold. Basically, you're gonna have your pocket scout kind of stand up here. You're gonna get pressured off pretty quickly, so then just back up to the point and stop them from baiting the point like I was talking about earlier. Pocket soldier, you're gonna be chilling back here. Same thing, and then flank, you can have a soldier up on this ledge here. But this is the same thing. Their demo's going to spam you pretty easily, so you'll have to back up. The thing is, when you own the point, you have to be patient. It's not your job to force anything, it's their job to come into you, and their job to bait the point. So, like, if you own the point, that's not really the time to be calling, hey, let's shove right. Say like they're baiting point and they're about to cap it, then you can shove right. But try to just delay that as long as possible so you get as much cap time. Okay, cool. Rollouts.
Is that hold the same if you're at disad?
So disad, basically your medic's kind of gonna play ready to leave main.
Okay.
But your pocket scout still has to try to deny this as much as possible. Uh, but the difference is that your heals aren't going to be as committed with you, so there's only so much you can do. A lot of times on disad, the general play is to wait for them to start capping the point, or wait for them to fully capture the point, and then just do a 4-man. And then Pocket Scout you can just leave with Medic. Okay, rollout. So you're gonna spawn back here. This is the same King of the Hill rollout where you're going to have neither soldier do static jumps. Instead, both soldiers are going to get 300. Make sure you buff your demo first, of course. And then the soldiers, you're going to do... I guess I can just switch to soldier. Do a jump off here. You'll hit the stairs. You can do another jump. And then pocket soldier, you can go here. Roamer, you can walk down main. Kind of jump up here. Cool. Scouts, you're just gonna run this way. It's pretty straightforward, just follow the same paths as your soldier. Pocket Scout, you can come up here and just kind of vibe. And then Flank Scout, you'll just kind of rotate over right. It also could help Flank Scout if you just like help hold this a little at the beginning. As long as your roamer's not saying, hey, let's shove right, it might help to be in position when the other team is shoving your left house. Demo rollout, put a stick there. Do your static jump in spawn. Hit this staircase, you'll be able to slide off it. Then you can jump, get this pack, start charging your sticky, and just kind of just shoot across point. And you'll see it's really easy to carpet the floor here with stickies. Okay, any questions about that?
That's a pretty simple rollout, actually.
Yeah, it is. Bagel, like, honestly, is a pretty simple map in general, but I like it because the flanks have a lot more power in what they can do. Like, on a map like Clear Cut, it's like, okay, the soldier bomb behind, well, now what? But on this map, if your flank gets control of this right house, that's actually extremely powerful. Just because there's either the threat of going behind, you can just spam them off, you can just chill. It's pretty sick. I guess one last thing I should say is on disad, it's still possible to forward hold. So you just have to be ready to immediately leave. So medic, you're kind of playing like back here even. Like as soon as they get through or as soon as they use, just run out with your flank scout. You can either leave this way or you can leave this way, which is a little more dangerous, but a little faster. But the idea is that your spam is so strong here that you're able to force them in the lobby, and then their Uber shouldn't really be able to get anything, because everyone can just run away. I guess I should talk about how you break forward holds. So, there's two ways to break the forward hold. You can either go left or you can go right. Basically, you're just trying to get through the doorway as fast as possible, because like there's going to be a soldier kind of standing in this area spamming it. So like flank scout, you just got to get through. You can like play the space back here to shoot that guy, spam him off. It'll give your demo space to walk in, also shoot that guy. You might be able to get the kill. The biggest part about breaking forward holds is you're trying to go fast before they can actually set up. You can also go right to break the forward hold. This one is more of if they're already set up, or maybe you've found that their demo is playing and spamming that left side really well. Well, that'll allow you to go right. There's a lot more space here to kind of play with and slowly spam them out.
So basically, should we go like the opposite side of wherever side their demo's at?
Yes, I would say generally. The only thing is if their demo is holding down this doorway, it is still possible to break through this doorway, because all he really has is this one layer of traps. So if your soldier, for example, does a pogo through, if he misses the det, you can just shoot the demo and kill him. Or at the very least force him to back up. Or say he does hit the det, then the rest of your team just has to get through.
Makes sense.
The biggest thing to me that decides on which door I'm pushing through is just which door I think will be able to get through cleaner. So if we've pushed right a couple times, then we know their demo's probably going to shift his traps over here. So let's push on the left side like one time. Just change it up as you're going. Don't go through the same doorway every time. Any questions about that?
Nope. One unfortunate. Good question. So, in terms of respawn times, I obviously it's the same like thing, you know, with all the cost maps where once you have the point, but respawn times are longer. Do you know, are they the same respawn times? Like, is it still like, what is it, like 10 seconds and 20 seconds if you have capped?
They're different. I don't know exactly what they are though.
Okay.
And the thing about respawns that you have to be aware of is that it's not always going to be like 10 and 20.
Yeah,
Because there are respawn waves.
yeah.
And if any of you don't know what that is, it's basically saying that if you die, like for example, 5 seconds later than one of your teammates died, your spawn is actually going to be longer than theirs was. And there are like 3 different waves of spawns. So if you're going to die, die with your teammates. That's why when you're doing a 4-man, you never want to be going one after the other. Like on the first point, you always want to be landing on their medic at the same time just because it's higher pressure and it makes it more likely to force them. But you also don't want to delay anyone's spawn. Like you don't want your team spawning. You guys are pushing out, and by the time you pushed out, then your demo spawned. Like you don't want to have to wait for that longer spawn. Anything I missed?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, not for me.
Yeah, King of the Hill's pretty straightforward. The biggest thing is just like bait the cap and try to stop them from baiting the cap, because Pocket Scout on this map, I actually find it really fun. The previous Pocket Scout for my team, he thought that this map was a prison for Pocket Scout, specifically because you can't really see anything with this giant nipple here. But I've actually had a lot of fun like playing the different sides, like trying to pressure people off. You can even rotate into the houses sometimes. It's pretty important. Just make sure, the number one thing is make sure you're on the same page as your medic about when you're doing it, because it's really hard to bait the cap without heals. Alright, that's everything I had for you guys.
Alright, thanks.
I'm good, yeah.
Again, thanks a lot, Shadow.
Yeah, of
You're
course.
the best.
If you have any
Thank you.
questions, let me know.
Alright, thank you.
Alright,
Appreciate it.
peace.
See ya.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you guys too. Do you guys have your match tonight?
No,
We
we
had
had
it
it
yesterday.
Oh, how'd it go?
It was unbelievably scuffed. So
Yeah.
because of the roster like changes we were having, we had like the double ringer. It was a mess. But fortunately, that's mostly sorted out. We just need to get another sub, and then we're good.
Nice. Well, I'm sorry about the roster troubles.
That's it.
Uh, but it is good to experience that because
Yeah,
it'll happen.
yeah, for sure.
All
You gotta
right.
get smoked if you want to do the smoking.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys have a nice night.
Thanks, you
You
too.
too.
Bye.
I'm sorry.